Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another match preview. You know, the only previews we look forward to because these are the only games we can currently win. So, you know, you're not doing these ones. These are the only ones we come here, boys. We're going for Champions League. We love it. But listen, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, get your comments in, get your questions in. I'm going to be very honest from the start. We're going to make this a topical show. Obviously, if you've got any questions regarding individual players, selection, that kind of thing, that is what we are going to be aiming for. Anyways, we are joined by Flawless, Aaron, and Kojo. Boys, how we doing?
Yeah, man, it's good, man. I'm good. Blessed for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. I'm good. Good.
Pleasure. As always, we've already got Junior in here saying, you're second. Man said he's second in comments and that. All right, cool. Listen, Manchester United take on Istanbul. You know, as we've just said prior to coming on, you know, they played fairly well against PSG. But I'm going to cut the bullshit. I don't know enough about them to give you the analytics and, you know, go into detail. Obviously, if you're looking for a breakdown in Istanbul, then this ain't the preview for you. I'm sorry. But that aside,
straight, man. At least he's honest, bro. At least he's honest.
Yo,
because a lot of men will try and pretend, innit?
People, but I don't know much about the team, so I'm not no bullshit. But listen, we're going to talk about Manchester United. Obviously, very disappointing loss against Arsenal. I've literally been reminded every single day. Just now, I've come from work, and the homie that's an Arsenal fan. In fact, it was a Liverpool fan come to me. Man didn't say hi. He just said Arsenal to me, so I just like, man, he's the homie, and man didn't say hi. He just said Arsenal, walked off, start laughing. And it is what it is. We're going to take the L in it. But listen, we're going to get onto it. Kojo, we'll start with you first and foremost. Obviously, we've got off to a very good start in the Champions League. If you do win this game, there is a bit of positivity in the season. It is the Champions League at the moment. If you do win this game, it puts us in a very good position to actually get through to the next stage and actually finish first as well. You know, what are your thoughts at the moment? The way, you know, the team's just so sporadic with the performances. It's just hot and cold constantly, man.
Yeah, the lack of consistency is just starting to stress me. It's been stressing me for years. Because I'm sure it's been stressing you guys for a long time as well. But at least in the Champions League, my one worry was we're going to go into the Champions League and just be tourists. I thought we were going to Paris to go see the Eiffel Tower and get slapped up, but we went away with 3 points. We dealt with Leipzig quite comfortably, but then, you know, we went and lost to Arsenal. So with this game, Istanbul, we can't be too relaxed. They are the champions of their league. They haven't started off fantastically well from what I remember. But from the little bit of research I've done anyway, but they've got a lot of ex-Premier League players that cause a little bit of trouble here. One player in particular that we sold some while ago back in Raphael as well. So they've got a few familiar names. So when you see the lineup, you won't be like completely rattled by the names you see. You'll be used to these guys. It's just about how we deal with them. But they're a tricky side. Any sort of complacency and we'll be in trouble. So yeah, I'm looking for a bounce back because that Arsenal loss was
That's a win, you know.
Bro.
Oh my god. I did that on the fact check because I don't know if you've seen it. I said obviously when I introduced the show, I said Manchester United won, Arsenal nil, and everyone was like, what the fuck are you on about? I was like, oh my god.
You're just hoping for the best, man. I understand that. I get it. You want to raise it from your memory. I feel you in it. I get it. I understand.
I used a man in Black Panther and I'm telling you, after that game, it was done from my memory, bro.
I use that on myself every time United lose, and that, you know what I'm saying? When people like, do you remember the game when we lost? No, I don't. It was bad enough at the time. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to remember this? It was bad enough then.
Yo, I've actually got the squad up there. I've got a lot of familiar faces up in it. Raphael, obviously Chadley, Skirtle, Raphael. Oh, sorry, I've said Demba Bar as well. So
Demba Bar, you know, Mazo.
Jeez, imagine a madness from Demba Bar. But listen, obviously, Kojo kind of talked about complacency. For me personally, you know, complacency is out of the word. It's Manchester complacent United. Basically, we love a complacent performance. We go into these kind of games. Especially against teams that tend to sit back against us, the low block. I'm not saying that they'll do that, but Flows, what are your thoughts, man, going into this? Are you still confident after that performance against Arsenal? Do you think there is an air of complacency potentially going into this one?
I wasn't confident going into the Arsenal game after beating Leipzig 5-0. I don't look at it because I know the only consistent thing about Manchester United is we're inconsistent. So I don't look at it on a game-by-game basis. So I don't look like, we win 5-0. so we're going to beat Arsenal. Like, no, I predicted a draw on that. So I'm not looking at the Arsenal loss and being like, okay, this will affect the game against Istanbul. The only way I can see Manchester United actually dropping points is if there is complacency. If we go out there and play to any form of level with any 11 Ollie puts out, Manchester United should win this game. Definitely. Adding the fact they haven't got fans either, have they? There's no fans in Turkey. Okay, so that makes it, because if fans are there, obviously that would make it tougher. You know what it's like when you go away to the likes of Turkey and these type of places. It could make it tougher, but the fact there's no fans, just treat these man like they're Istanbul. You know what I'm saying? I've heard when we did Aaron's preview earlier, I think Aaron might have said it, or someone said, or it might have been Manny who said they've got 5 or 6 first teamers out.
Yeah,
so that's playing our favor as well. Yeah, so it's kind of like, just treat, no matter what 11 Ollie puts out, get the win and move on to the big game, which is obviously Saturday against Everton.
Yeah, no, I've just got the sort of the team news up now. Chaddy and Skittle are actually both out. They're both injured from what it says on here. I'm hoping it's factual. But Aaron, just your thoughts, in terms of our approach. At the end of the day, for me personally, without being arrogant, this game depends on us, what team turns up. Because, as Flawless just said, we've beaten Leipzig 5-0, then we go to Arsenal predicting a draw because we literally haven't got a clue which team's going to turn up. We've seen all the pictures on Instagram of them smiling and shit in training. They look happy every single day. These mother lovers ain't doing shit on the pitch, though. They can be all. You can keep sending those pictures. It's actually starting to piss me off now. With all these Instagram pictures, your mans are happy. That's now we won 7 out of 7. But Aaron, what are you saying in terms of this performance? What are you expecting?
For me, whether we win or lose or draw, this game doesn't really have much importance to me, because at the end of the day, our bread and butter is the Premier League, and I'm more concerned about what's going to happen on Saturday against Everton. So really and truly, I'm not going to say I don't care about this game, but it doesn't really have much importance in it to me. It's hard, man, because every time I showed a bit of faith in the team and the manager, they let me down. So right now, even if we win 7-0, I'm not going to get gassed. I'm not going to be gassed because I know we've got bigger fish to fry. And, we've got one in the Premier League. That's Everton. Yes, they have no Richarlison. Yes, possibly no James. I don't know about Digne. I think he might be back.
Digne's
back. Okay, there we go. So I'm not going to get too gassed if we win, man. Yes, I'm going to be happy, obviously, and it will be a great position for us to have 9 points already. That's basically us one leg into the round of 16, because we only need 1 point to make it through to.
Now next game is Istanbul again.
It's Istanbul again. So basically, you could basically say on paper we're through to the round of 16 in it. So that would be a great position for us. But like I said, it's the Premier League that I'm worried about. So tomorrow, as much as I'm excited about the game and as much as I want to see certain players get more game time and minutes like Cavani, but we'll get into that later on. It's the Premier League that I'm worried about, bro.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Actually, that's exactly what I said earlier. I think for me personally, I'm happy that we're doing well in the Champions League. However, if someone was to offer me, one or the other, then I'd say let's go Europa League and be doing well in the Premier League, because I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. Look, I know people say, "Oh, you're being negative. You're beating the runners-up. We're beating the semi-finals." But listen, football, cup competitions, anything can happen today. We've shown time and time again on the day. We do not know what's going to happen. So we could potentially be 2-0 up in the first leg and then completely have a mare second leg and lose 3-0.
Are the games, sorry to cut you off, Usmaan, are the games now 2-legged again? The knockout ties, or are they still 1 leg? Have they switched that back?
I think they're 1 leg now.
Oh, is it? Did they keep it?
Oh, they kept it 1 leg.
They kept it 1 leg.
I think so. Hey, let me check that.
Yeah, double check that, because that puts you got to think about it.
If they have, then it makes it more exciting.
It is 1 leg. Think about it. 1-legged ties with the the attacking players we have. You get me? And then when the new manager comes in, who's already been to a Champions League final, you never know. Yeah,
that's true, man.
That's how I'm looking at it. When Poch rolls in, he's been here. You know what I'm saying?
Been to Champions League final.
Yeah, man, that's what's gonna happen, man. Poch has been to a Champions League final. Yeah, I know. I got bars, man. It's okay, man. I got bars in it. I'm not just here with this mic for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Man knocks one out the park every now and then.
Oh, man, just dropped that in on the slide. So just put a good position for Poch.
See? My guy.
But listen, if it is 1 leg, that definitely does change the dynamic of it. But in saying that, we're 15th in the league, man. I don't want to take away from this game. Don't get me wrong. It is what it is.
Two legs.
Two legs.
Two-legged.
All right.
Okay, right. Going back to my initial point, then fuck it. I love the Champions League. We ain't winning the Champions League, but it just takes us to draw Bayern Munich, and then it's halas in it. Basically, it's game over.
You know what? That being said, though, they're the only team I look at and be like, all right, I'm legit.
Yeah, but even
scared of
Liverpool though, like in the semi-final, for example.
You know what? We always raise that game for them because even though we've been bad, they beat us at Anfield.
Yeah, but I thought we raised that game for Arsenal and we just looked like absolute shit. So
yeah, but you gotta understand that's under this manager, man. I'm saying when we get Poching, that changes everything. You get what I'm saying, innit? This is Poching, you know what I'm saying?
Flipping out. Yeah, honestly, God, since I've said Ali out, I've said it since.
Oh yeah, you welcome to the dark side. You get what I'm saying? Hold up. Yo, wait. Welcome to the dark side. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the dark side, fam. Welcome to the dark side.
I haven't said it yet, like publicly. I haven't said it yet publicly. So I think I'm gonna give it the Everton game. I think that's literally my last.
If he loses the Everton game, I'm sorry, he has to walk. He won't. Well,
because think of this, yeah. Obviously, this is a Champions League preview, but I've looked it up earlier and I talked about it on my preview as well. So we've got Everton, Fulham, who are 2 places below us, play West Ham away, and Brighton play Burnley.
Man said Fulham are 2 places below us.
So if Fulham beat West Ham somehow, and if Brighton beat Burnley, we're 17th.
Ollie in.
And I don't think I've ever seen Manchester United that low in my entire life.
I don't think I have either. It's after that'll be after like eight games as well. It's not like it's first 2 games. It's 8 games, brother. Like,
imagine waking up on Sunday and we're 17th.
Bro,
I'm sorry, but even if I was
international break as well, so we're gonna have the whole 17.
Even if I was the biggest Ollie supporter, I can't defend this, man. I'm sorry.
Usmaan, if this scenario actually comes to pass here, don't call me to come do any podcast, bro.
I'm not with it.
The guys, the regulars, they were like, after we lost the Spurs, they're like, we're not coming on. We're not.
Listen, man.
You used to come on, yo. Oh God, even after the Arsenal game, they just refused to come back on. They were like, I'm not talking about this dead club. But listen, coming back to this game, and then Kojo, what are your thoughts in terms of approach? Look, in the Champions League, we've actually been fantastic, to be honest, against both games. So we can't knock Ollie there. He's been brilliant in Champions League. As someone tweeted me, I can't even remember who it was. They said, any chance Ollie can stay in charge for Champions League game and then give Poch the league? I don't know who it was, but I wish it was possible.
That's good. I wish I thought of that. That's good.
Kojo, what do you reckon in terms of approach? What are you expecting after our disappointment on the weekend?
We need to be a lot more assertive. We need to be attacking in this game. I think the advantage we have at Istanbul is that their squad is aging quite a bit, and even with that, Skirtle's aging as well. But he's one of their key defenders, and he's missing. You know what I mean? So rather than give them a chance to try and create something, Demba's old as well, but we've all seen he's able to at least finish and get a chance. They signed that Brazilian Juliano or something. He's got quite a bit of a creative bone in his body. If you give him a bit of space to create something, he'll do his thing. And I ain't got time for this team to be trying to give players some opportunity to create something against us, knowing how we defend as well. Be assertive, be attacking, go and get goals, win the game from early, and then once you have control, rest the players you need to for Everton. So that's what I want. I want straight up attacking, assertiveness, and then go from there.
Yeah, no, I think in terms of what you said about regarding resting players, I think that's the most important thing. Now, we can't overexert ourselves here because, you know, at the end of the day, this game should be like rooting for us. I know we can't be complacent, but with the squad we've got, even if you bring the likes of Van de Beek in, obviously shuffle the pack a bit. You know, I don't know if Pogba's going to start or not. But, of course, Martial's going to be available for this game as well. Or he's available for Everton as well. He can definitely do enough in terms of bringing new players. And Martial's not played on the weekend. He's fully fresh. And just do a job on him early 3-0 and just, you know, rest the players that you need to rest. For others, what do you reckon in terms of approach? How would you approach this game?
Literally, like I was saying before, treat Istanbul like they're Istanbul. No matter what 11 Manchester United put out, should be good enough. So Ollie should rotate and really have Saturday on his mind, because someone said in the comments there, it's Judgment Day. That's the one right there. Because I reckon if United get battered bad, I could see them pulling the trigger on him, definitely. I could see him getting sacked. If it's a 3-0, 4-0 type thing performance, I can see him getting sacked. Like when we got beat 4-0 there a couple of seasons ago, I was there, and that was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there, and it's seeing your team get beat live in person is much worse than seeing it on the TV. But you see all the off the ball shit that's going on and that, and fans giving players abuse, etc., etc. So he has to shoot whatever team he has in mind in Saturday. Make sure the team that plays tomorrow is different. Make 6-7 changes. You know what I'm saying? So if he's gonna play Martial and Rashford, don't play Martial and Rashford in this game. Martial, I understand because he's been suspended, but Martial off the bench. I presume Donny's gonna come back in. Bruno will be off the bench. What are you gonna do with Pogba, McTominay, Fred? Defense, does Axel play in this game or does he play in the Everton game? So he has dilemmas. Does he change the formation? But again, this is why you're Manchester United manager and you get paid the big money you do, is to deal with these type of decisions. Who plays in goal? Do you bring Henderson in or does De Gea stay in goal? Because if we win this game, it's literally 1 foot in the next round. And he's done well because when this group was drawn, it was called the group of death. Manchester United going into the Europa League, etc., etc. And I thought it was a tough group, but I thought group of death was over the top. So I think Leipzig are a good side, but obviously they lost Werner. PSG, we all know about Neymar and Mbappe, but the rest of the team's a bit, and we beat both of these badly. Even though it was only 2-1 against PSG, we thoroughly deserved that win. Like their performance against us was as bad as ours against Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Or close to. So yeah, that's how I would go with it. Saturday's the bigger game, so you have to pick a team based on that.
Yeah, no. In terms of obviously looking at the game ahead on Saturday, Aaron, in terms of players, who do you think deserves a star? You know, we'll speak about Pogba shortly and the sort of criticism he's got. But who do you think for you has to play this game in terms of or just squad rotation?
I think Cavani has to start. I think it will be a good run out for him as well. He's proven in the little minutes that he's played that the movement is good. I've seen a lot of good movements from him, but unfortunately the service into the box hasn't been perfect. I think if Telles didn't have COVID and he played a few games, I think the crosses into the box would have been way better. The service into the box, maybe the corners, some of the set pieces as well. I mean, we've seen against PSG that Telles' delivery on set pieces is amazing. So if he was there, maybe that could have been a different story. But yeah, I've got no doubts that we'll see more of him. So I think Cavani deserves a start for me, definitely. And if he can grab a goal as well, that would be good for his confidence.
Yeah, no, there's a few people putting Cavani's name in the chat as well. In terms of the service, that is my worry because when he came on against Arsenal, he didn't really have an impact, and not because he did anything negatively. There was a couple of times he ran in behind and nobody played the pass to him, whether they were too scared or they were lacking that quality, so to speak. But I just don't know with Cavani because I feel like everyone's just gonna think he's the target man. He loves to run in behind. He loves the smart running behind, and just because of his height, everyone's just affiliating him with the target man. I think he's got a bit of a variation to his game. He loves both aspects of the game, dropping deep and going in behind. He's an actual number 9, basically. He's what you call a number 9. And for me personally, yeah, Cavani does need to start. But are we going to have people on the pitch that are going to find him, Kojo? That is the question, really.
That is the question, and that's when it comes down to the selection of the team. I was screaming against Arsenal for us to only play one of Fred or McTominay, and then put Van der Beek in the side, just because when you're playing a team that will sit deep and try to stay structured at the back, you need to have a lot more creativeness on the pitch. And with 2 players in the midfield that didn't have that, of course you had 2 more that have that sort of creativity, but we were so stuck that we just needed that one more bit of extra, I think, brilliance in there. So against Istanbul, if you are going to play Cavani, and Cavani can score different types of goals, inside the box, outside the box, set pieces, in the air. You've got someone that actually has history at Napoli and PSG of doing all these things. So you got to try and find ways to find him. So yeah, I will start Donny, and I'll start maybe 2 more creative players just to give it that little bit of extra. I think Mata might come in this game as well, actually.
I was just going to actually throw Mata in there because I think it might be a good game for Mata. He's done well in these kind of games anyway, when you have a lot of the ball. His movement's been brilliant. Flawless, do you think, in terms of obviously the selection, we'll go into what we think, Oli should do. What formation are you playing in this game? What do you reckon?
What formation I reckon he should play, or what do I think he'll play?
We'll say, what do you think he should play?
He'll go back. I think he'll revert back to type after that performance and play 4-2-3-1. He'll go 4-2-3-1. I think that's his safety net. Like as soon as the diamond wasn't going right against Arsenal, right, bang, 4-2-3-1. You know what I'm saying? Rather than try something else, knowing that I reckon the diamond and a free at the back. I don't think there's any Manchester United fan I spoke to, whether you're Ollie in or Ollie out, anywhere on planet Earth that thinks 4-2-3-1 should be our formation, bar Ollie. He's literally the only guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear anybody call for this. Nobody. It doesn't matter if you rate, who you don't rate. Like I said, whether you're Ollie in, whether you're Ollie out. I never see someone go, yeah, this is my predicted lineup. Let's go 4-2-3-1. But that's what I believe he will revert to. But like I said, even if he does play 4-2-3-1, United should win this game. But I'd prefer to see a 4-3-3, to be honest. But then
not regarding the 4-3-3. We've got Viking Red State 4-3-3 in the chat as well. Who would you play at your 2-8s, Flawless, in terms of that midfield three? Because I personally think against Istanbul, we've got to set the precedent. At the end of the day, we're the better team. We've got the more quality. Surely we're going to start in the front court in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely play Donny in there. I'd play Donny and who would be the other 8? I'm trying to think. I play Matic is sitting. Yeah, then I play Matic, I play Donny. Then who would be the third 8? I'm trying to think. Could I play Bruno, you know? Play Bruno in there. Yeah, because he did come off against he came off against Arsenal. So yeah, I'd play Bruno in there, and then you can always bring them off after 60 minutes. At 60 minutes, this game should be done anyway. So if the game's not done at 60 minutes, something went horribly wrong. So I put the game to bed early. You can make 5 subs. So you can take off if you want to rest 5 players, take them off. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that 5 sub thing is definitely helping us at the moment.
Facts.
What do you reckon midfield 3? Because obviously Flawless has left out Pogba. You know, we'll talk about Pogba very shortly in terms of, you know, the controversy surrounding him as always. But who would you go for your midfield 3?
Midfield 3, I would probably go for... I'll go for Fred. No, listen, I'll go for Matic, sorry. I'll go for Matic, Van der Beek, and... Matic, Van der Beek.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough, isn't it?
That's
why I was hella stumped on that. I'm like,
because you've got
to go in there with,
you want to put out a good enough team, but then you want to keep Everton in mind as well. So you know what? I'm gonna go for Matic.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. Hey, when I'm on the football terrace next year, Viking Red, make sure you drop that comment. Anytime I'm on football terrace, write that in capital letters. My G, that is my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hit me with a follow on socials. Man will follow you back. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of support man likes. Sorry, Aaron, go on. My guy.
No, it's so good. It's so good.
My guy.
Matic, Van der Beek, and Pogba, and then I'll take Pogba off first.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kojo, who are you going for your midfield 3?
Yeah, I think that would make sense. If he goes for the diamond, then you can put Mata as a number 10. Because I feel like he is going to start Rashford anyway, regardless of whether Rashford needs rest or not. He's going to start Rashford, and the other one can be Cavani. But if it is a 4-2-3-1, yeah, Donny van der Beek and Matic together might actually work, and then Pogba in number 10. I'm just tired of seeing Pogba deep. I don't want to see that ever again.
Yeah.
I remember, Usmaan asked me that earlier in the season. I was like, I don't know. I feel like Oli was trying to make him like a Pirlo, which wouldn't work. But I feel like that's what he was trying to do anyway. Sometimes just let the guy be where he needs to be, where he thrives best. That's what you're supposed to do as a coach, right? So, I would say those 4. I'll add Mata into it. Make it those 4.
Yeah, no, I think the midfield is interesting. Obviously, bits and bobs are saying, you know, we've got good midfield choices, which we definitely have. I think for me personally, with the diamond, we was getting the best. I know obviously against Arsenal it didn't work, but that's because Arteta's sussed it out and we had to mix it up.
And also he played Fred as the base of it and played McTominay on the right. Why not just switch them around where Fred played so well against Leipzig on the right hand side and McTominay can play DM. See what I'm saying? This is what frustrates me. Like, I ain't no footballing genius. That's a simple fix. That's so easy.
You could have done that half time, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you could have done it 10 minutes in. Like, all right, this McTominay thing's not working. Let me just switch it rather than just sit there and wait and wait, and you go to social media and everybody's saying, why is McTominay playing there? How come everyone could see it by you?
Yeah, McTominay looked lost for most of that game. But yeah, in terms of midfield choice, it's interesting to see what he does in terms of formation. If he does go for the diamond, just hypothetically speaking, I don't think he will. I want to see Pogba, Van der Beek, Bruno play together with Fred. Honestly, I know it's not going to happen because obviously we need to rest players for the game on the weekend. But I just want to see them fall against a team that we should be battering, to be honest with you. And obviously, someone more love, get Matic on, change the formation, get Cavani on, go 4-2-3-1, that kind of thing. I don't think it'll happen, but that's for me personally. So we'll just assume we go 4-2-3-1. I'm going to go, Matic has to start this one. He's barely played. I'm going to go Matic, Van der Beek, and I'm going to go Pogba, actually. I think he'll go Bruno, but I'll go Pogba. I just think, get him a bit of confidence. Hopefully he has a good performance here. We'll see how we get on. Kojo, what are you going for? Defense and goalkeeper then? Who have you got at the back?
You know what? For this game, I'd actually give Henderson a game. The hair hasn't really been bad. I just would give Henderson a game. Tuanzebe to start. Maguire's never going to get dropped, as much as I would love that to happen.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
You do not like Maguire at all.
No, I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. Funny enough, at right back, I felt like in this sort of 4-4-2 diamond formation, if we were to really go attacking, one person that would have fit this formation nicely, even though it's not as good as Wan-Bissaka defensively, is actually Diogo Dalot, but he's on loan, and Fossey Mercer's still here.
Facts.
So because I don't ever want to see Fossey Mercer in United shirt ever again, I'll stick with Wan-Bissaka. And
wow. No Williams. You want to play Williams?
I was going to put him at left back because I don't want to see the thickness at left back right now, to be honest. So,
wow,
that's the thickness.
So, yeah, Williams left back. Yeah.
Oh my god! I just man said thickness. Oh my god. Listen. Yeah, left back is going to be a problem because there's no tellers in it. Flawless, what do you reckon? Who's your back five? Are you going for similar?
Back five. The Hayes played well, even though I would like to see Henderson get. Really, the goalkeeper should be there with his cap on, just chilling. Like he shouldn't really be getting peppered. But I probably would go with De Gea because he has been in good form, and I'm someone who was highly critical of him towards the back end of last season. Like, I was like, I just don't want to see him as the number one. But it seems the competition has lit a fire under his ass because he's been on point recently. I don't think he's been at fault for any of the goals we've conceded, and we've conceded a lot of goals. You know what I'm saying? So for him to not be at fault for 15, 16 goals that we've conceded shows that he is playing well. And I hear him shouting at people as well, which is good. He's being more vocal. In terms of the defense, would I play Axel? I probably wouldn't play Axel this game because I'd rather see him against Everton, to be honest. Yeah. So who'd you go with? It's tough. What is our Jesus? What is our centre back options?
It's just Maguire, Lindelof, and Axel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's literally them because Bailly's injured, isn't he?
Shocker.
Yeah, shock horror. You know what? I'd probably just go with Maguire and Lindelof because defensively we played well recently. Defensively, we've been on point. Like that's the one part of the team that is actually improved. Like we've been good. So I'd probably go with those two. Williams at right back. Shaw at left back. There's no one else because Tellez isn't available either, is he? Will he be available for Everton?
No, it's too early for him, apparently.
Too early for him. So I'm thinking I've got the Everton game in mind because I'd go with the back three. So that's why I would have Tellez and Axel come into that side as well. And that's why I would rest Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, that'd be my four still.
Oh, let's see. Aaron, what are you going for?
I'm going for a back four. As much as I agree with what Kojo said about Luke Shaw, I think Luke Shaw's going to play. I think he's going to play. Ollie loves him. What I would love to see is Maguire and Tuanzebe. I think Tuanzebe deserves another run out. He's done brilliantly against PSG. But we will most likely see Lindelof and Maguire, and then on the weekend, probably a back three with Tuanzebe coming in, actually. But yeah, I would like to see a back four of Maguire and Tuanzebe, and then what's it called? And then right back.
It's only Wan-Bissaka and Williams, really, isn't it?
I want to say Wan-Bissaka, but I want to keep him as well. Obviously, keeping in mind we've got Everton on the weekend, so
yeah,
Brandon Williams might get a run out as well. Might.
All right, okay, fair enough. I've gone Henderson and goal, Shaw left back because we haven't got anyone else. Centre backs, Maguire's definitely playing because he was at the presser. Lindelof's been brilliant actually the last 2 games. I've been very happy with him. However, I let him have a rest. I take him off. I don't understand what Twanzebe has to do to bloody play. Man pocketed the best player in the world in Mbappe as he is. Like, you can't come up against a better player in the Premier League than Mbappe. And man just said to him, sit down and eat grass for like 3-4 times. So yeah, Twanzebe has to play for me. Williams right back. Wan-Bissaka deserves the rest. He's been brilliant as well. So for me personally, that's what I'd go for. Just moving on to the front three, and then obviously, we'll do a bit more topical stuff. So if you've got any topics you want us to discuss, just put them in the comments now, and obviously I'll make a mental note of them. So front three, it seems like we've all gone for a similar formation. Kojo, we'll start with you again, mate. Who's your front three? What are you going for?
Cavani up top. I would start Mata on the right. As much as that isn't as scintillating as people want it to be, I think the IQ is more important in this game for a team that will sit back. And Marcus Rashford on the left. I don't know if he's going to get dropped for a rest. He hasn't been bad. Just like to rest him, I think he'll still start. So yeah, I will start those guys. But if he doesn't start, put Martial on the left. It's one game he can survive on the left. I know he wants to be a striker, but big boy Cavani's in town, so sometimes know your place. Go on the left side.
Man said know your place, Oh God, Flawless, what you going for, bro? For your front three?
Yeah, same when I did this preview on Aaron's show, and I agree with Kojo in terms of I play Mata on the right, even though Mata on the right is not what we want to see. We are playing Istanbul. We should dominate the ball. You never know with this United side, but we should dominate the ball. And one thing about Mata is he's intelligent. Kojo mentioned his IQ, and him and Donny link up very well. So it's like they should create a lot with the players around him, like I said. I would play Martial from the left, and I play Cavani up top. Okay. That's what I would go with.
All right. I've actually gone for the exact same three, so I'm not going to go into mine. That's exactly for the exact reason you lot have done as well, which is interesting because we've got a plethora of options. No Dan James.
You know what that is, Usmaan? It's because you're Ollie out now. That's what it is. You're on the wavelength. That's what it is. Because you're over here. You're at the dark side, man. I told you in it. One of us. One of us.
Aaron, you got what are you saying? You said to me you're going to put Dan James in a gala. Are you still sticking with that?
What? No. I'm playing Cavani up top. I'm playing Martial on the left, and I'm playing Mata on the right because that would then complement my midfield, which means Matic will be sitting, Pogba will be on the left, and Van der Beek will be on the right, which is on the same side with Mata. And them two, like Flawless said, they link up perfectly, man. They're on the same wavelength in terms of intelligence combinations. They know how to use small spaces. They keep it simple, one touch, two touch football. Their passes are well taken care of. Those kind of things. So I think that will be very good. And also, they will know how to vacate the space for Cavani. If he holds up the ball, they will know when to move into the box like a Donny van der Beek. If Cavani's got the ball, Donny, it will trigger something in his head and he'll be in the box. Mata will be able to play because Cavani's movement is so good and he knows how to get in behind. Like you said, Usmaan, not just a tall, physical focal point. Because he knows how to make those runs in behind. I think Mata will try to play those cute little balls over the top as well. And I think that will help us. We'll see some nice things tomorrow if we see that formation.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm excited to see Martial and Cavani actually. Martial and Cavani, and in particular Mata. I just think Mata, when he's on that left foot and he's dinking it, obviously when he's cut back and he's trying to cross it in, I think he'll find Cavani on numerous occasions because he's got that delivery as well. He's got quality in there. So it'd be interesting to see what he says. Hopefully he goes for a similar team to what we mentioned. So I'm just going to move on to a bit of topical thing. Obviously, a lot of us have not put Pogba in our team.
Yo, guys. Sorry, Usmaan. This is my time for me to go, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Flawless, Kojo.
Yo, Aaron, salute every time, my brother, man. Salute every time. You already know.
See you guys, yeah.
Respect, man. Respect every time.
Yes, I was going to say, we'll just do a bit of topical thing to finish off. And obviously, finish with the score prediction. If you are still tuning in, make sure you drop a like on the video. And, of course, subscribe to the channel. Anyways, let's talk Paul Pogba because I know a lot of people have got varying opinion on this matter. Kojo, we'll come to you first and foremost, like I've already said. A lot of us haven't got Pogba in the team. What are your current, what's your opinion on him basically at the moment?
My opinion on him hasn't really changed. When people criticize him, they don't tend to keep it consistent. I remember Sky Sports did this whole thing about Bruno, McTominay, and Fred being unbeaten as a midfield starting three. But in a lot of the games that they highlighted, Pogba was the difference when he came off the bench in those games. So when they got to criticize him, they have to make it fair. Obviously, against Arsenal, he was poor, just like everybody else was. But obviously, because he gave away the penalty, a lot more criticism goes on top of him. But you know how I feel about him. He's still a top player. It's just sometimes the inconsistencies that creep into his games they're quite frustrating to watch. And this is why I want him more forward. I think it's better to have a player that will lose the ball in an attacking position than in a defensive position. Because at times he just tries to do too much. But my opinion on him hasn't really changed. I still love the guy. I still feel like he does deserve criticism when he's bad, but sometimes it's way over the top. So I've said to you before that I would have been resting him anyway. I still think Donny van de Beek should be starting ahead of him. Just take your time with Pogba. Like, he's still got another 2 years here. Just like, there's nothing to rush right now. Let him get back into the team bit by bit. And then when he's ready to really unleash himself, then you do the thing. So if he's dropped it on this game, I won't be upset. I think it'll be the right move, actually.
Yeah, no, flawless. Not in terms of Pogba, right? No, obviously, I'm just trying to play, from the other perspective. I know a lot of fans. It's just to bring it to you. So I know a lot of fans on social media saying, "Get rid of Pogba. He's inconsistent. He's been here 5 years, etc." Against RB Leipzig, for me personally, right, he showed what he's about. Against a very good pressing team. He was neat and tidy. His link up with Martial throughout the whole game was brilliant. Obviously, he got the assist for Greenwood with his marauding run through about 3-4 players. Made it look like a piece of piss, really, the way he just glided past all of them. Played a very good pass to Greenwood, weighted pass in his stride. That is the Pogba that we know, but why are we not seeing it consistently? Because we know he's got it in him. Everyone always talks about his talent, but the consistency is just not there at all.
Yeah, because we're expecting consistency from an inconsistent team with inconsistency around him. Like, yes, Pogba sometimes doesn't help himself. Like that tackle with Bellerin, stupid tackle, amateurish. What he said afterwards, he puts fire, he pours petrol on the fire a lot of the time. He doesn't help himself. People already question your commitment. You go away to France and say it's a dream to play for Real Madrid. And I'm a massive Pogba fan. He's my favorite United player, but he doesn't help himself at times. That tackle there against Bellerin, stupid tackle. No need to make it. Okay, he came out and owned up to it, but even the way he's talking when he's like, "Oh, I was out of breath," like, why say that? Because if Luke Shaw comes out and says that, we're having a very different conversation.
It's because Luke Shaw's thick, that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But if Luke Shaw comes out and say we're having a different conversation, or if I'm trying to think, if a Martial came out and said something like that, or Harry Maguire, actually, that's the prime. If Harry Maguire came out and said that, he'd be getting pelters like Pogba is. So Pogba doesn't help himself. That being said, I agree with Kojo in the sense of the criticism of him is way, 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 way over the top. I agree with shout out bits and bobs. He is our best player, but we don't have a manager and a system who can get the best out of him. That's the main problem. Why is Pogba playing left wing? Because you're just trying to shoehorn him in and shoehorn Bruno in and all these players because you don't have no idea. You don't have a plan. That's the problem I have. Tactically get something on point. Pogba's not a left winger. He's never been a left winger.
Bro, do you remind me of? Remember when England were trying to put Paul Scholes left wing with Sven-Göran Eriksson?
Yeah. That's brilliant. That's a
just
brilliant
trying
play.
to fit man in, and when you're trying to fit a guy in like that, you know he's got the quality, but you have to find, because England was a strict 4-4-2, and now you've got Ole who's strict 4-2-3-1, and now he's trying to do diamond, but he still doesn't know where to put the guy.
Yes. Well, he played him where he did against RB Leipzig. The problem in the Arsenal game was we had no width. And I think Oli made a mistake, right? He tried to utilize Pogba as a width and said, "Look, go wide," which exploded in the middle of the park because there was such a gaping hole there. McTominay didn't know what the hell to do. So, because he was clueless, he was in the wrong position. McTominay, he's not a right centre mid. I don't care if he thinks he's a box to box. You're a DM or you don't play. Simple as that, McTominay, brother. Listen, you just stick to what you got out, winning the ball and being aggressive and point yourself apart. You're not a fucking box to box, brother. You never will be. Simple as that. I like McTominay, but you got to play to your strengths in it.
Usman's not having it. Usman is not having it.
Honest to God, it's just so.
Get it off your chest. It's all right, man.
On the left wing, I was like, bro, he's just played a fantastic game at left centre mid. Push Shaw further up the pitch and allow Pogba to play bloody midfield, man. It's so frustrating, man. But yeah, for me personally, just play him in left centre mid, man, and just allow him to join the attack.
No, you just give him. You give him a free roll. That's how you get the best out of him. Kojo again touched on it. You want him get. I hate the fact that Pogba was receiving the ball off the hair on the edge of our own box. Yes, he can do it. Yes, you can get
anxiety when he's there, man. I swear.
Yeah, yes, you can get a very good and a very effective Pogba playing a 6, but he's an attacking midfielder. So therefore, play him as an attacking midfielder. I don't understand why this is an issue. You play 2 DMs around him, and then you play an attacking midfield. It's literally that simple. Give him a free role. Look, I tell him, do not worry about defending. Why is Pogba tracking fullbacks? What is going on there?
I didn't understand why
I've never seen
to make the tackle when you've got McTominay and Fred on the pitch. Where are
I've never seen people always compare him to. I've never seen De Bruyne track a fullback ever in a game for Manchester City. Never in life have I seen De Bruyne in that situation.
As well, they played a 4-3-3 with De Bruyne and Silva, and you never see Silva make a tackle in his own box like that. Where he has to make a tackle or he's through on goal practically.
That's my point. You know what I'm saying is how can City get away with playing Silva and De Bruyne, but yet people will tell you, oh, United need 2 DMs, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's on the manager, because I say this all the time. If you dominate the football, you don't have to worry about your defense. Yeah. You don't have to worry about defending if you dominate. And against most teams in the Premier League, Manchester United should dominate the ball. When we playing away at Brighton, we should be dominating. You see how we treated Newcastle? That's how we should treat most teams when they're not on our level. Like if we're playing away at Anfield, of course, you might shore it up and go a bit more defensive. Chelsea away, City away, etc. Spurs away. But everyone else, treat these teams like the teams, treat Newcastle like they're Newcastle. Treat Brighton like how are Brighton hitting the woodwork 5 times? Yeah, what is going on? And that's on the manager. That's on the manager. That's nothing to do with the like I said, I hate Woodward. Hate the Glazers, of course. Like ironically, that's the only thing United fans are united on is Woodward out, Glazers out. But that's not their fault that we're 15th. That's nothing to do with them. Yeah, of course. That's why I reckon Poch coming in will get a lot out of this team. But that's just me.
100%.
Yeah, no, it's look, at the end of the day, right, of course Poch will get, a lot more out of this team. He's an actual coach. Like Ollie's not a coach for me, he's a manager. I don't think he does. I still think he doesn't do the coaching. Like he does, of course, he has an impact on the tactics, etc. But in terms of individual improvements, I think that's down to the other guys behind him. I think they work on that aspect of it. He works on the tactics and obviously trying to work out all that shit. And he's just the Pogba thing. I think this is the problem with our fan base. Nobody questioned why Pogba's the person tracking Bellerin. It doesn't make any sense. When I was watching the game, I was like, what the flip has Pogba done? And the second thing I said is, why the fuck is he even there? He's meant to be our...
you went out and defended him, actually.
He's meant to be our centre mid. Fred, who's playing DM? McTominay, I think it was Fred playing DM. Fred or McTominay need to be watching that run. Surely. One of them.
Here's the thing. Bellerin should be tracking him. That should be the other way around.
Exactly.
That should be the other way around. How is Arsenal's right back in a defensive team? And I rate Arteta, by the way. I give him his flowers, and the Arsenal played well. But how is a defensive team under Arteta, their right back, pushing our best attacking player into our own box? What is going on? Like I keep saying this in it with audio. I say this on every show I'm on with audio. Go on.
The actual problem is
the
problem is the centre backs. That's the actual problem because they haven't. And I think people are completely overlooking this. And I think in Ollie's defense, he knows they're both shit. Basically, he's having to cover them because in a normal team of football, like for example, look at Bayern Munich, right? And again, we're not Bayern Munich, but obviously we need to aspire to strap it up. They play Goretzka alongside, I think Kimmich plays at the moment. I can't remember off the top of my head. Obviously, Thiago was there prior to him getting sold. But Goretzka plays alongside the DM, so Kimmich, for example. Goretzka is in the pivot alongside Kimmich. Goretzka scores more goals than Muller in that bloody position because he's got the license to go forward. The reason he's got the license to go forward is because he knows they don't need 2 people to cover the back four because they've got 2 defenders that can do the job. And obviously, Kimmich is world class as well.
Let me respond to that quick then. All right, so do you reckon if we put Axel next to a Maguire or a Lindelof, we could then play 1 DM?
Because
you reckon so? Like, okay, I'm just asking. I agree with you, by the way. I'm just asking.
No, just in a hypothetical, obviously, because obviously this is not going to happen. But imagine we've got a real Ferdinand, right, and Vidic. You're not going to put 2 DMs protecting them against a shit team in it. But all due respect to Arsenal, they've not been great going forward in it. So defensively, they've been brilliant. And there's no denying that. But going forward, yeah, you could potentially put 2 DMs, maybe like a Fletcher alongside a Carrick, where Carrick is the one that obviously will, pull the strings, so to speak. But in the back of your mind as a coach, you say, no, I trust Vidic in a 1v1. against, I don't know, Aubameyang, for example. I trust Maguire, not Maguire, fucking I don't trust him. Rio Ferdinand in a 1v1 against Lacazette. When it comes to our players, I'm not sure this is his thinking, but I feel like it is. Like, does he trust Maguire 1v1 against Aubameyang? No, he doesn't. Does he trust Lindelof 1v1 against Lacazette? He probably doesn't. Hence why he's got just say McTominay doubling up with Maguire, and he's got Fred doubling up with Lindelof. So they're always going to be in a 2v1 against their striker. So that's basically what the problem is. Obviously, if you've got two proper centre-backs, just say, I don't know, Ramos or Varane, you don't need two mans to cover them because you know they're on job anyways.
Then, bro, he has to pick one of two things, because if you choose to get two players in your midfield to be doing defensive work with the centre backs, that negates what you want to do going forward. Exactly. You gotta make your choice, because Tuanzebe literally gave you the best defensive performance we've had in years against PSG, and we haven't seen him since, right? So if he's not going to play, then you have to have confidence in your centre backs. I mean, you bought one of them.
That's true. I say, you know what?
Literally bought one of them.
That's a very valid point. Still, you bought one of them. Still,
you made him captain. So at that point, like, you have to have faith in him, whether you like it or not. And then you defended him after his debacle in Greece. He comes back, and that performance against Newcastle was really good, and you defended him. So you have to have that confidence in him to do his job. It's I feel like the guy wants to be. That's
the only reason, though, because you don't protect good players. Like, for example, look at Real Madrid. Look at all the top teams in the world, right? They play with one DM. You said Man City earlier. They had Fernandinho in front of Company and whoever the other guy, ultimately. One DM. You can look at Real Madrid under Casemiro, Modric, Cruz. Don't get me wrong, they got defensive attributes in them, the other two lads have. But one DM at nature. And then there's loads of teams, even Liverpool. Okay, granted, they're not the greatest example, but even Arsenal, when they were good, they had Gilberto Silva and Patrick Vieira. Obviously, Patrick Vieira was basically the aggressive sort of midfielder. He got forward and joined the attack. Gilberto Silva did his job, one of the best DMs about. So that's what makes a good team, and that's because I had solid defenders behind him. You're right, he signed Maguire, so it can't be Maguire. He obviously doesn't trust Lindelof and Maguire together enough to say, no, what, I'm going to put one man in front of you guys, and we're going to go for it. That's the only thing I can think
and here's
the
thing.
That don't make sense.
That goes back to my original point. It don't matter how bad your defense is if you're dominating the ball. And against most teams, we should be dominating the ball. Have faith in your attack. Because the one thing Manchester United have is high caliber attacking players. Look at the attacking players we have, and you tell him you can't get a tune out of these, man. Look at the attacking players we have. I'm talking about our attacking midfielders and strikers. Look at our four strikers to choose from. We have Cavani, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. Is there any other team in the Premier League that have them four strikers of that quality to pick from?
We've got Rashford and Greenwood on the bench, by the way, but the lineup that we picked, we've got them two on the bench.
Who else in the country is bringing on them players? And Pogba on the bench. Who else is bringing them man off? And Bruno, because I don't think, Bruno made it. But look at them three.
Imagine he actually added Sancho to this. Imagine.
Imagine still be playing 2 DMs, don't worry about
that. It's so crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, honestly.
Listen, for me personally, right, he has to go back to what he did when he first came in the job. I know obviously it was a different time in terms of the less pressure. I know he played 2D. Obviously, Herrera was a DM as well to an extent. But he has to allow the players to have control of the ball and play with freedom, as we did against Leipzig in that second half. You know, the players went for it. I don't know what happened to Oli in that game, but he just allowed them to express themselves. And we punished Leipzig at the end of the day, and that's what you've got to do going forward. And, you know, we've done it in other games against Newcastle, etc., as we showed. I think the most confusing thing for me is, and we'll wrap it up and obviously do the score prediction, the post-lockdown form, after, you know, the Spurs, obviously we played Spurs, we drew 1-1. The games after Spurs, we look like a completely different team.
You know why?
I don't know where that team's gone.
Now, you know why? Because one, that man were well rested. And two, that man just went into autopilot. Look at the team. We had Bruno, Pogba, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial. I think any of us three with them rested could get a tune out of them.
Even now, we should be doing what we did after. I'm hoping because we've got
tiredness comes into that though. Fatigue does come into that.
After Everton game, our fixtures are winnable. Like for the first time in a while, like we can say, obviously, our Southampton teams are going to be hard. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that we should be beating these teams if you want to, survive in the relegation battle. So we got to be beating these teams in and around us. Oh my God! We have to say ourselves because everyone else is going to say it. But at the end of the day, we'll have to. He has to beat Everton, of course. We've completely disregarded this Istanbul game with all due respect to them. If you don't beat Istanbul, fuck me, you might as well just allow it. Because you've just beaten PSG and the RB Leipzig, and if you drop the ball against these lot in the group of death against the team that might be the whipping boys, fuck yeah, just forget about it, man. I can't be honest. Like, I actually can't be honest. We don't win tomorrow. I'm not even watching most of the game, but it is what it is. But listen, let's finish it off. With a couple of the comments, we've got a few bits and bobs. What does he put here? Let's have a look. He's probably slagging off Maguire. Said something.
You're not harsh on Maguire, he's not that bad.
I don't think he's that bad either, to be fair.
I like Maguire. I like Maguire. I know Kojo disagrees.
Number one centre back. Do you rate Axel number one and Fridge and Lindelof fight it out? Right, Flawless. He's basically said, who's your number one centre back? From the three, Axel, Lindelof, and Fridge.
I'd put Axel with Maguire. I think Axel is the perfect foil for Maguire. What does Maguire lack? What's his biggest weakness? Is pace. So the common sense thing to do is put pace next to him. And I think we'll see a better Maguire against PSG, even though it wasn't a back three. Maguire looked, he played against PSG. He looks better. Did he? Yeah. No, actually, he didn't. I tell a lie. He didn't play. It was Lindelof and Shaw. But yes, if you put Maguire in a back three with pace, he'll look better. So I would go with Axel and Maguire. Put some respect. Maguire's not that bad. Usually harsh.
I don't think Maguire's as bad as people. He's had a couple of absolute howlers though. He's been He had his. But
you know what? In this United team, who hasn't? We talking about world class Paul Pogba struggling and that. He just needs to be taken. To me, Pogba just needs to be taken out of the firing line. I don't know what's going on with him, but take him out. That's why I wouldn't start him against Istanbul and I wouldn't start him against Everton. Take him out of the firing line. But true say, I was saying that about Maguire, and he played against Newcastle and he played well, but I personally wouldn't start him in either game.
Yeah. We've got a comment from Bakker saying Paul Pogba should never be playing in a 4-2-3-1. As a CDM, big mistake. If he carries on playing it, that role at United, he'll struggle or Pogba will leave. Come on, boys, show Liverpool that night in Istanbul. Right, Kojo, who's your number one from the three centre-backs that we've got? And who do you think should be pairing on? Why am I even asking you this? I know what you're going to say.
Kojo's saying Maguire and Maguire. That's where he's going.
Maguire. What do you reckon? Maguire's obviously your first, isn't it? Because, he's a boy.
Oh, yeah. I love Maguire. I'm going to call my child Harry when I have a child. No, the reason why I wouldn't do Tuanzebe, I'll do Tuanzebe and Lindelof, and I wouldn't do Tuanzebe and Maguire just because it makes me fearful that one centre back would have to do the chasing for another centre back because he's too damn slow. Maguire is good, Lindelof is good at facing an opponent one-on-one more often than not, at least getting them away from the goal. Tuanzebe is sort of an all-action defender, minus the injury, so basically what we want Ibai to be, that's what he's doing. So I would start those two. I mean, okay, I won't be too harsh on Maguire. He's all right. He's all right. He is commanding in the air. And I think what I've said about him is he has to maximize the things he's good at rather than worrying about the things he's not good at. You're not agile. You're not fast. So focus on your positioning, focus on your timing of challenges, and I think you'll be a much better defender than you are now. But he's not doing that. So until he does that, I would say Lindelof and Tuanzebe. And then if in doubt, if one of them gets injured, bring in Mengi. And if Mengi gets injured, bring back Sylvester. And if Sylvester gets injured, pray to Jesus.
Might even say Rojo, man. Let's get Rojo in there. Rabonas and that, man.
I'm not saying that name anytime soon.
Yo,
I'm not saying that name anytime soon.
Let's not forget his Rabonas, man. People forget he was busting out Rabonas at one point. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Jones taking those corners with the fucking
like this.
Man United.
Like this.
What the fuck does this mean that he hit the first man every time? What does that mean? Listen, everyone in the comments right now, I'm going to put your score predictions in because we're going to wrap up the video. I just want to say a massive thank you for everyone for your comments. I do apologize if I missed any. There's a lot of people chatting shit about Maguire at the moment, to be fair.
Yeah, man, Maguire really gets hate.
Yeah, Viking Red Sport promote Mengi. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but that is never going to happen. But a couple of injuries. Yeah, so score prediction, let's wrap it up. We've got Viking Red saying 3-1, United Red saying 2-0 to the United. Flawless, what are you going for?
Yeah, 3-0, I reckon. 3-0.
Okay, fair enough. We've got Baka saying Carlos Phil Puyol should be played.
My God, him Carlos Phil Puyol, you know.
Sophie,
you want to take your liberties.
2-1 to Manchester United.
Sophie, what kind of 2-1? Is she a United fan? Wait. Is she a United fan? And she said 2-1.
That's my homie's wife.
Oh, seeing, yeah, that's wild. That 2-1 and that. That's zero faith in that. She Ollie out.
6-0 United from a Chelsea fan.
There we go. That's better.
United. Baka, what are you going for?
Let's go.
Baka. Kojo, what are you going for?
Yeah, I'll agree with Flawless 3-0. Should be 3-0. If we concede, yeah. Don't bring me on, trust me.
Yeah. Yo, imagine Maguire makes a mistake, Coach. I'll message you. Yeah.
Oh, he gonna be trending till Saturday if he makes a mistake. He's gonna trend on Twitter till Saturday.
I swear to God. I've fully disregarded this game in my head because I just think it's a flipping foregone conclusion. But knowing us, we'll probably make it a tight 5-0. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna say 4 in Man United. I think Cavani's finally gonna get a goal. Fingers crossed. Hopefully Martial gets another goal as well, just to continue to build his confidence. We haven't spoken about Martial a lot, but hopefully people realize how much we needed him that game against Arsenal. He's just, he ties everything together. And hopefully people started to appreciate it a bit more. But listen, we're going to finish it there.
Before you finish, was it you, Usmaan, who put up I can't remember, I saved it off someone on Twitter who put the with and without Martial stat up. And it was like...
I think I retweeted it.
Did you retweet it? Because I think it was like 70%. Yeah, 72% with him and 18% without him. Yo, put some respect on Martial's name, you know.
What, is this the win record?
Yeah. It was the win record when he don't play, something like that.
18% without Martial.
I think
something like that.
It was like 23 or something.
Was it 23? Yeah, it was something low anyway. It was low, man. Martial cold. I don't know what people see. You get what I'm saying?
This club should be ashamed of. You lose one player and the win record goes down like that. Wow.
Listen, it is what it is, man.
Oh, my head.
He played in the RB Leipzig game. I think people forget. He played in the PSG game. Oh, yeah, he played in the PSG game as well. Obviously putting good performance in the both things. But listen, we're going to wrap it up there. As always, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate everyone that's tuning in live. If you haven't tuned in live, make sure you comment your score predictions after the video has been posted. Right, Flawless. As always, where can they find you on socials?
So yeah, people, you can see it right there. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's me, Flawless. Also catch me on Pi Radio on from a third eye view on Pi Radio. That goes live every Monday 7 p.m. That's a Premier League show with myself, JV, and Stro. We discuss everything Premier League. So you can watch live on the Pi Radio YouTube, or if you are in the Northwest, it goes live on DAB Radio. So just retune your DAB radio. You'll be able to find that. Also, the Sarcasm City podcast that goes live every Sunday, 7 p.m. on the Sarcasm City YouTube. That's a non-footballing podcast. So if you're easily offended, that's not for you, that podcast. It gets wild on there, innit? Trust me, innit? It gets wild on there. So yeah, catch me on there.
Say no more. Kojo, same question, brother.
Yes, catch me at Twitter on at Coach Kojo, my podcast Free Midfield on YouTube and all the audio places as well as Twitter and Footy Says as well, or FS Uncut, whatever it's called at this point, on YouTube and Twitter as well.
Are you on FS? Wait, are you on FS Uncut with Manny?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's mad. I didn't know you man know each other on that. This YouTubing world small. When I heard you say that, I'm like, wow, that's Manny's. Yeah. Big up, man.
Me and Manny were I left Manny. Did Manny do the podcast recently? No, they left it to one Liverpool fan and 3 Arsenal fans. Me and Manny refused to turn up.
Yeah.
I seen the tweet. I was like, still job that, but I didn't see it. I was like, right.
Yeah. I went up. I'm not turning up anytime soon.
They were trying to set you up for smoke, brother. I'm telling you, man. But
they wanted us to host the team.
Yeah, their links are down below, and also obviously Aaron, who was on the show as well, his link is down below. So make sure you check him out. He's very close to 10k. I think he just passed 9k the other day as well. So obviously, make sure you support the homie and get him to that huge milestone. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe to his content as well. Apart from that, it's been your host Usmaan Akhtar. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow with a bit of positivity going into the Everton game. But apart from that, peace.